I remember when Boris Johnson was poised to become Prime Minister, and I had an interesting conversation with an old friend who was very clear that Boris was the wrong person. Now, we both knew Boris at Oxford. I was less certain. In fact, I thought a Boris premiership might be quite good. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. Now, both of us objected to Brexit. So it wasn't Brexit which even figured in that conversation. This was about the character of the person that we knew. And both of us agreed that this man was a cheat, a liar, at least to all intents and purposes. Maybe in real life, maybe with other people, he comes across as much more truthful. Maybe he is fundamentally truthful, but in our experience, what we know of him, he doesn't seem to have a very good relationship with truth. Now, the performance that he gave yesterday was rhetorical, was charming, was for the most part quite winning until he lost his temper. And then we saw a steely nastiness in him, which I've always suspected was there. And assuming that was there, all that rhetorical flourish was not rhetorical flourish, but was deep, dark sophistry. And I think that Boris is not alone. I think Ian Duncan Smith belongs to the same group. I also think that Steve Baker belongs to the same group. And interestingly, by questioning that group, Steve Baker was thrown out. So even to question the ERG objectives is to be thrown out. And these people were not elected to be members of the ERG. These people were elected to be our parliamentarians. They were elected as Conservative members of the House of Commons. So I think if they put their ERG credentials before their conservatism and before their constituents, then they should be thrown out of the party. They should have the whip removed. And now is the time for Rishi Sunak to make a decision. 40-odd Conservative members of Parliament abstained from the vote yesterday. 22 voted against it. Those 22, Rishi Sunak should note what Boris did. Boris threw the wets, the leavers, the remainers out of the parliamentary party. Really important people like Kenneth Clarke had the whip removed from them by this blonde upstart. And I think Rishi Sunak should have the courage to do the same thing in return. And Jacob Rees-Mogg, well, he's already on the way out anyway. And he's demonstrated he has contempt for Parliament. He has a much better career waiting for him in media. Jacob Rees-Mogg is a relic of another age. Jacob Rees-Mogg belongs in a cabinet of curiosities on a TV set in a museum, not in a parliament.